Honorable Edward Brigidi, Minority Leader, Bayelsa State House of Assembly. We have Honorable Dr. Hajarat Danyaru, PhD, Member, Nasarawa State House of Assembly and Chairman, House Committee on Women Affairs. We have Dr. Luka Zekabai, Minority Leader, Nasarawa State House of Assembly and Chairman, House Committee on Public Complaint, Petition and Security. We have Honorable Jethro Yakubu, Majority Leader, Taraba State House of Assembly. We have Comrade Sata Tessier, Majority Leader, Benue State House of Assembly. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have here in our midst Honorable Edafe Emakbo, Minority Leader, Delta State House of Assembly, Honorable Anya Fulu Ife Chuku Bridget, Member, Delta State House of Assembly. We also have Honorable Ebire Ndoma Brown, Member, Bayelsa State House of Assembly, and Honorable Ayimbe Fa Egba, Member, Bayelsa State House of Assembly, not forgetting Honorable Musa Abdullahi Abubakar, Minority Leader, Taraba State House of Assembly. We have here in our midst Right Honorable Ofo Akpowolo, Esquire, Deputy Speaker, Delta State, representing Right Honorable Dennis Guwa, Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly. We have Right Honorable Chinedu Ona, Deputy Speaker, Ebonyi State House of Assembly. Honorable Opunde Isaiah, representing Speaker, River State House of Assembly. Honorable Idris Vatsa, representing Right Honorable Barrister Mohammed Samgadi of Niger State House of Assembly. We have Honorable Lawan Hussein, Majority Leader, Kano State House of Assembly, and Honorable Idris Vatsa. Again, we have recognized you before. So, Andy?
Yes, just a few more recognitions before we make progress. We'd like to recognize the presence of Her Excellency, the former Deputy Governor of Rivers State, who today sits pretty very tall as the Chairman, Senate Committee on Health. We'd like to welcome Your Excellency, Distinguished Senator Ipalibo Paligo Hari. We'd like to welcome you, ma. Please, a round of applause for her. Thank you so very much for honoring us with your esteemed presence. As we welcome Dr. Felicia Onibon, National Coordinator, 100 Women Lobby Group. We also recognize your presence, Mrs. Grace Amir, National Woman Leader, Action Alliance. We welcome you. Wamban Kefi, Honorable Ibrahim Abdul Osman, is here standing in for His Royal Highness, the Emir of Kefi. We'd like to welcome you. Thank you so very much for joining us. I have it on good authority that the Speaker of the House of Representatives will be making his way into this auditorium in no distant time. But just to welcome the Minority Leader, Benue State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Audu Michael. We'd like to welcome you. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Permit me to recognize here in our midst Honorable Chief Chimamkpa Ayamkpa, the Orji Aro II of Umunenu Ancient Kingdom of Imo State.
Just before the arrival of a speaker, permit me to announce the arrival of Her Excellency, Distinguished Senator Idiat Adebule, former Deputy Governor of Lagos State and Chairman, Senate Committee on Social Investment and Poverty Alleviation. We'd like to welcome you, ma. Please, a warm round of applause for all of them as we've thus recognized them. Do we intend to make it a clap? Can we make it a clap for yourselves as well? Thank you very much. We're hoping to get started in no distance time, but then please kindly bear with us. The many names of our distinguished guests that we've been recognizing, we'll keep them coming as many more guests are joining us. But please, let's clear the thoroughfare. And if we're not asking for too much, we'll appreciate if you can put your phones in the silent mode. The lady standing with me on the podium is Joy, and she's going to be our sign language interpreter. Please, the multimedia man, please ensure that the national anthem is on cue, please.
So, take your fiber. Safe flight together.
Safe landing.
Nice. It's some. Did I see her? Let me see.
Your Excellencies, very distinguished senators, Your Royal Highnesses, Your Excellencies, members of a diplomatic corps, please may we rise as we receive the Speaker of the House of Representatives, His Excellency the Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, PhD, ENZAZ, GCON, ably represented at this occasion by his brother and friend, His Excellency the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu, CON, Enyabia. We welcome you. Please, we also welcome distinguished Senator Ireti Kingibe, Chairman, Senate Committee on Women Affairs, just joining us. Please, can we assign her to her seat? Please, can we direct our protocol, please? Let's quickly give her a place to sit so we can get this event underway. Thank you very much. Please, let's remain standing. If you're ready, media, let's have the national anthem.
Nigeria, we hail thee. Nigeria, we hail thee. Our own dear native land, though tribe. Nigeria, we hail thee. Our own dear native land, though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign, in peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. Oh God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
Also do better with that round of applause for the women in Nigeria. Can we give Nigerian women a round of applause? I was imagining that we'll take the women anthem, which is very, very important, without which we can't take off. And I see Enyabia, the Deputy Speaker, also nodding in the affirmative. And so we're going to get compelled to ask all of you to rise again in honor of the Nigerian women, as I invite my colleague, Gloria, to do us the honor of taking us through the women anthem. Please, let's be upstanding for the women anthem. Please kindly bear with us.
Thank you very much, Andy. So we sing at the count of 3 because the majority of women here already know, and the men will follow suit. 1, 2, 3, sing. All across the nation, all around the world, women are longing to be free. No longer in the shadows, forced to stay behind, but side by side in true equality. So sing a song.
Oh, sing a song.
Sing a song.
In women everywhere.
Let it ring.
Let it ring around, around. Never ever sing.
So sing a song.
Oh, women
Everywhere. Equality, development, and peace. Women can't be silent when all around the world people hurt and hungry children cry. We'll sing out now for justice and development and hold the rights of all the people high. So sing a song.
So sing a song.
Sing a song.
For women everywhere.
Let it ring.
Let it ring around them and never never see.
So sing a song.
For women everywhere.
Equality, development, and peace. And 3, women now are working to build a better world where the love of peace can rest on every shore, where men lay down their weapons and learn to love and share, and people work to bring an end to war. So sing a song.
So sing a song.
Sing a song.
For women everywhere.
Let it ring around the world and never, never cease. So sing a song.
For women
Everywhere, equality, development, and so sing a song, for women everywhere. Never cease, so sing a song for women everywhere. Equality, development, and peace.
Thank you, please. Can we have that round of applause as loud as you can make it for the women? Thank you. Please, let's settle down. Please, can we settle down very quickly? Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, gentlemen on that side, can somebody speak to them? This event, the House is called to order and we want your attention, please. Thank you. Thank you. Please, let's have some quiet, please. Thank you. Your Excellency, gentlemen, please, in this manner. Harry Benigo, Your Excellency, Chairman, Senate Committee on Health, Distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, Chairman, Senate Committee on Local Content, Honorable Kafilat Ogbara, Chairman, House Committee on Women Affairs. Forgive me, I omitted Your Excellency, Distinguished Senator Idiat Adebole, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Social Investment and Poverty Alleviation. Members of the House of Representatives here present, Your Excellencies, representative of state governors present. We're expecting the wife of the Kwara State Governor who chairs the Nigerian Governors Spouses Forum, the Honorable Speaker of your State House of Assembly who chairs Speakers Conference of Nigeria, the Right Honorable Debo Ogundoyin, leading all speakers of state assemblies, majority leaders, minority leaders, and other principal officers of the state assemblies to this very event. The United Nations Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator, Mohammed Malik Fall, who is represented at this event, heads of agencies and departments of government at the national levels and subnational levels present, Your Excellencies, the High Commissioner Designate Canadian High Commission, ably represented here by Arash Iran Talab Tehrani, Counselor and Head of Development Cooperation, the Embassy of Canada in Nigeria. Your Excellency, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery, ably represented here by Graham Gass, the Senior Social Development Advisor, Governance and Stability Bloc, British High Commission here in Nigeria. The representative of the United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Your Royal Highnesses, leaders of faith-based organizations, Gender Mobile, Nivea Group, heads of other civil society organizations here present, Chair Women Political Participation Working Group, the Executive Director, Women Advocate and Documentation Center, the Speaker, National Youth Parliament, Honorable Azizat, very chairperson of Persons Living with Disabilities, Fourth Estate of the Realm, Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Citizen Summit on Gender Responsive Constitutional Reform and Campaign Ending Violence Against Women and Girls, positioning citizens for nationwide conversation. The conversation indeed has begun today. This event is happening today, and it becomes more of a clarion call on governments at the national levels and subnational levels to take proactive and positive steps towards ending violence against women and girls. It behoves on all of us to embark on awareness creation, sensitization, and conscientization, as well as enacting laws to deal with issues of violence against women and girls. And in welcoming Your Excellency very summit, we must appreciate the very many efforts of the very many persons who had worked behind the scene to bring this event to a success. And amongst them, I must single out for recognition the Special Assistant on Women Affairs to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, yesterday, Amina Olasimbo. I'd like that we put our hands together for her and all of other colleagues that have worked tirelessly to ensure that we're coming today for this event. It is on this note, Your Excellencies, without much ado, that I'd like to quickly yield the floor to the Chairperson, House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development of the House of Representatives, Honorable Kafilat Ogbara, to most formally welcome all of us to this event. Honorable Kafilat Ogbara, please. A round of applause for her as she comes.
Thank you. Good morning, Your Excellencies. I want to stand on the well-established existing protocol by the MC, but I must not start my welcome address without recognizing the Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, ably represented by our own he for she, the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu. You're welcome, sir, and all our distinguished National Assembly members here present. It is with great honor that I welcome all of you to the National Citizen Summit on Gender Response to Constitutional Reform and Campaign on Ending Violence Against Women and Girls. Today we gather not just as individuals, but as a united force advocating for justice, equality, and the fundamental rights of every woman and girl in our society. We stand at a pivotal moment in our nation's history where we recognize that the fight against gender-based violence and the pursuit of constitutional reform are not merely political issues. They are moral imperatives. The statistics are staggering, and the stories behind them are heartbreaking. Every day, countless women and girls face violence, discrimination, and injustice. Recently, we learned about 6 girls being kidnapped in Lekki, and they are yet to be found. It is our collective responsibility to ensure that their voices are heard and that their rights are protected. This summit serves as a platform for dialogue, collaboration, and action. We will explore the intersections of gender, law, and social justice, seeking innovative solutions to disrupt the structures that perpetuate violence against women and girls. As we delve into the discussions about constitutional reforms, let us remember that these reforms are not just legal documents. They represent the values and principles we hold dear as a nation. They are a reflection of our commitment to equality, justice, and the inherent dignity of every individual. We must ensure that our Constitution serves as a shield for the vulnerable and a sword against injustice. As we engage in this dialogue, let us be reminded of the importance of constitutional reform, a constitution that embodies the principles of equality and justice is essential for safeguarding the rights of all citizens. We must advocate for legal frameworks that not only protect women, but also empower them to thrive in all spheres, socially, economically, and politically. While our campaign to end violence against women and girls must be holistic, it requires not only legislative changes, but also a shift in societal attitudes and norms. I urge us all to engage fully in the sessions today, to share our insights, challenge assumptions, and propose actionable solutions. Let us harness the collective wisdom in this room to create a comprehensive roadmap for change. Together, we can advocate for policies that protect survivors, hold perpetrators accountable, and ultimately create a society where all individuals can live free from fear and violence. Let us take this opportunity to listen deeply, engage thoughtfully, and collaborate passionately. We must change the status quo and dismantle the systemic barriers that perpetuate violence and discrimination. Our goal is not only to reform laws, but to transform mindsets and cultivate a culture of respect and equality. The 10th House of Representatives is fortunate to have a super he for she, the People's Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, at the driver's seat. And also his deputy, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu. Their voices are invaluable. Special appreciation to them and all the leadership of the 10th House of Representatives for their unwavering support and dedication. This remark will not be complete without thanking the National Institute for Legislative Studies, the UN Women, and all other development partners. And of course, to all of you, our Conference of Speakers. They've been here since day before yesterday, and they are still here, and they are still going to be with us to the end of this program. And all other stakeholders that are here, our women political parties, every stakeholder that is here today to make today happen. Your presence here today signifies a hope for a future where gender equality is not just an aspiration, but a reality. Finally, I urge each and every one of us to approach today's discussions with open hearts and minds. Let us be bold in our vision and steadfast in our commitment. Together, we can pave the way for a safer and more equitable society. Welcome to today's summit. Let's get the conversation started. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
She deserves a better round of applause. That was Honorable Kafilat Ogbara, the Chair, House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development, setting the tone and saying, let's move it from imagination to reality with steadfastness, commitment, and actions. Now, this summit is more than a conference. It is a call to arms. It's a call to action. It's a call to transformation. It is where we will mobilize and demand change and become foot soldiers for change. And talking change, there is another who is moving through and ensuring that change happens. Talking about no other than the Executive Director, Women Advocate Research and Documentation Center, Ward C, Dr. Abiola Akiode, for the next remark, please. Dr. Abiola Akiode, please, a round of applause to her. I think I can't find her here, so we move forward. I can't find her anywhere. So we move forward to another woman whom during the season of politics and the things leading up to that, she's always on the left, right, like a soldier in the women's army. My sister and someone who is causing a change and working towards a change. Please join me welcome the Chair Women Political Participation Working Group, and the CEO of Women in Politics Forum, Barrister Ebere Ifendu. If you know what she's doing all through Nigeria, you would clap better. If we have more women participation in 2027, it's because she's working the mills. Women, shall we give her a resonating round of applause?
Good morning, everyone. Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, my brother, pride of the Igbo race, and especially our pride in Abia State. I'm happy to be in your presence today. Most distinguished senators here present, traditional rulers, my sisters, and legislators from the state assemblies, you are welcome to Abuja. This is just a very small remark. I am honored to stand before you today to give these special remarks in this important Citizens Summit on gender-responsive constitutional reform and the campaign to end violence against women and girls. As we come together under the theme, Positioning Citizens for a Nationwide Conversation, we recognize the importance of this moment and the shared responsibility that lies with all of us. Today, we come together as citizens, activists, lawmakers, policymakers, and stakeholders, each playing a vital role in addressing two interconnected and urgent issues that have significant implications for our society. We acknowledge that the Constitution, as the supreme law of the land, profoundly affects the lives of all citizens, especially women and girls. Our responsibility and your responsibility is to ensure that this foundational document embodies the values and equity, diversity, justice, and fairness we cherish. The first pillar of our conversation is gender-responsive constitutional reform. We will discuss ways to strengthen our constitution to promote gender equality, challenge patriarchal norms, and protect the rights of women and girls. We will examine the current gaps and biases within our constitutional framework and identify opportunities for reform that will lead to a more inclusive and equitable society. The second pillar of our discussion is the campaign to end violence against women and girls. We will address the harsh reality of violence that impacts millions of women and girls around the world, including here in Nigeria. Our conversation will explore the root causes of this violence, the shortcomings of our current response, need for a comprehensive and coordinated approach to prevent and address violence against women and girls. Throughout the summit, we will engage in a nationwide, inclusive, participatory, and solutions-focused conversation. We will listen to the voices and experiences of women working tirelessly to create a more just and equitable society. We will hear from experts, activists, and policymakers who will graciously share their insights and recommendations for constitutional reform and violence prevention. Permit me at this point to give an overview of the prevalence of violence.
Have all alluded to the fact that gender-based violence encompasses spousal battery, sexual abuse, rape, including marital rape, female genital mutilation, and other traditional practices harmful to women, sexual violence related to exploitation. Notable progress has been made, particularly in the areas of addressing harmful practices, education, reproductive rights, etc. Legislative efforts, such as the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act of 2015, have contributed to curbing harmful practices like female genital mutilation, as well as other dangerous practices against women. In addition, the Child Rights Act of 2003 set the legal minimum age for marriage at 18, thereby creating a legal framework to combating child marriage. However, these laudable efforts, implementation remains uneven across states in the Federation. due to cultural and religious resistance, as well as inadequate political will. Particularly, Nigeria has underperformed in the implementation of Article 9 of the Maputo Protocol, which specifically focuses on women's political rights and their participation in decision-making. The outcomes of the 2023 general election, where less than 5% of female candidates won their elections, further accentuates the declining performance of women in governance in Nigeria, which could further undermine the concerns and interests of women in public policy and decision-making, as well as undercut women empowerment and ultimately deter inclusive political, social, and economic development of the country. I am particularly happy that the relevant stakeholders ranging from the legislators to the religious and traditional leaders, as well as policymakers, are all gathered here today in the same hall to find optimally feasible solutions to these challenges that have lingered to cultural and religious stereotypes and weak political will in the past. Let me also seize this opportunity to categorically state that Gender and Equitable Opportunity Bill, which suffered a major setback in the 9th Assembly, deserves another look by the 10th Assembly. The bill, which seeks to promote equal opportunities and counter social cultural barriers that prevent women and girls from reaching their full potential, must be prioritized. The bill also ensures the full enjoyment of human rights by women and girls who are our mothers, wives, sisters, and daughters. Therefore, I plead for a quick consideration of the Gender and Equitable Opportunities Bill, which, whenever it is reintroduced by the National Assembly and its domestication by state houses of assembly. Passage of the bill will be a practical step towards an ambitious global vision, thereby creating a world where every woman and girl will enjoy full gender equality and all legal, social, and economic barriers to their empowerment neatly removed. Let me also remind us that the role of the Nigerian legislature towards achieving gender parity is quite crucial, as it is tied to your constitutional mandate, and as such, should be given adequate attention. This is because the legislature is uniquely placed not only to drive the process, but also to champion greater collaboration with other stakeholders, including gender advocates, civil society organizations, as well as other stakeholders. I, therefore, call on the Constitutional Review Committees of the National Assembly to pay adequate attention to gray areas bordering on women rights, especially issues on age of marriage, equal job opportunities, reproductive rights and maternity, citizenship, and even language of the Constitution, which itself many experts have described as not gender neutral. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to also put on record that our institute is the only statutory agency of government created by the House of Parliament to provide research, capacity building, and other technical services to the legislature and promote democratic practices in Nigeria. NIDS, with the support of National Assembly and in collaboration with its partners, has embarked on training and advocacy programs through its gender and inclusive unit to advance gender inclusive legislations. For instance, NIDS, in collaboration with the United Nations Women, is currently engaging with the National and State House Assembly towards passage of the Gender Equitable Opportunity Bill, which falls within the domain of Articles 5, 6, and 9 of the Maputo Protocol. The programs of the Institute give us a glimpse to the great importance we attach to the cooperating and international organizations, civil society, and other women networks in ameliorating the plight of women. And I'm personally committed to drive forward the cause of gender equality in close collaboration with other partners. In conclusion, I urge all of us here to use our good offices and positions to push policies and legislations, and to also support traditions that will promote inclusivity, devoid of discrimination on the ground of gender. I once again appreciate the Office of the Speaker, House of Representatives, and the UN Women in collaboration with the implementing partners for organizing this summit on gender-responsive constitutional reform and campaign on ending violence against women and girls. I wish you all fruitful deliberations.
Please, a round of applause for the Director General of NILS. The summary of all of that is that we demand a world where women and girls can walk freely without fear of violence or harassment. A world where survivors are believed, supported, and empowered. A world where those who perpetuate violence are held accountable, and where the systems, especially the laws, the interpretation of the laws and the language of the laws, which could give lacunas for interpretations, we break it down and end the systems of oppression and dismantle them totally. Please, a round of applause for him. We shall try to keep it short and simple because we need to keep our speeches short so that we have everybody talk and then we assimilate. Next to come for a goodwill message is the High Commissioner Designate, Canadian High Commission in Nigeria, His Excellency Pascal Salveggio, who is here represented by a symbol for every Iranian child out there who's looking for who to believe in. Arej Iran Talab Tekrani, the Counselor and Head of Development Corporation of the Embassy of Canada in Nigeria. Please, a round of applause for him. Your goodwill message, please. Please, could you take the other way? Thank you. Could we clap more? Special thanks to the UN Women and all the partners who have supported this summit. You have done well.
Thank you, Excellencies, honorable colleagues, chairpersons, media, and other esteemed participants. Please allow me to stand on existing protocol. Good morning, everyone. My name is Arash Irantalab, and I'm the Head of Development Cooperation here at the Canadian High Commission in Abuja. It is truly a privilege to join you at this Citizen Summit on Gender-Responsive Constitutional Reforms. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Office of the Speaker and UN Women for their exceptional leadership organizing this event. Every 10 minutes, a woman is killed due to violence. This stark reality underpins the theme of this year's 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence. There is no excuse, and we are united to end violence against women. This theme is blunt, urgent, and specific, reminding us of the grim realities that persist for millions of women and girls worldwide. The high prevalence of GBV tells us one thing clearly: we cannot continue business as usual. As changemakers, we must hold one another accountable, pool our capacities, and work together to dismantle the structures that perpetuate violence and inequality. Beyond its devastating personal impact, GBV carries significant economic costs. In 2016, the global economic impact of GBV was estimated at US 1.5 trillion, approximately 2% of the global GDP. For Nigeria, as with any country, addressing GBV is not just a moral imperative, but also an economic necessity. Violence impedes productivity, reduces economic participation, and undermines development outcomes. We know that gender equality is not only a right, but also smart economics. Recent research underscores that countries with significant representation of women in political leadership achieve better governance outcomes. Increased representation of women leads to more equitable laws and policies. Greater workforce participation by women translates into stronger economic performance. Of course, all nations are different, and there is no single path for increasing the number of women in government leadership roles. What works for some might not work for others. However, countries that are underrepresented will continue to miss out on the benefits, and the gaps in their growth trajectories will likely widen. Reflecting our commitment to greater inclusion of women in governance in Nigeria, Canada is pleased to be supporting this event through Advanced Women's Political Participation Project, which provides the space and resources to having gatherings like this one to promote strengthened women's political participation, including of young women and women with disabilities. These efforts are complemented by our support to Nigerian civil societies through the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives. Through this support, we are empowering local advocates across Nigeria to push for gender-responsive governance, including through advocacy for greater women's political participation and meaningful action to end gender-based violence. Canada is proud to be a longtime partner of Government of Nigeria. All of our support aligns with the government's national development priorities. At the same time, we recognize that the real transformation will always have to come from Nigerians, from change makers like yourselves. In this regard, I wanted to thank the Speaker, the Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, and the Deputy Speaker and Chair of the Constitutional Reform Committee, the Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, for their commitment to moving forward the discussion on Nigerian-led and Nigerian-developed models to enhance women's representation in politics, and for the launch of the campaign to mobilize support to end violence against women. With your support and advocacy, I believe, and Canada believes, we can make important strides in efforts to increase inclusion of women in governance and reinforce frameworks at the federal and state level to end gender-based violence in Nigeria. It is rare that such important changes happen overnight. They often take time, patience, good communication, a consistent push, and they really require bringing everyone on board. I wish you fruitful and delightful exchanges today, and I look forward to seeing what concrete outcomes results from today's summit, not only for women and girls in Nigeria, but for the betterment of its communities across the country. Thank you.
I'd like to call for a bigger round of applause for him. And thank you, by the way, for your enormous support to this conference. We're moving on very quickly with the speed that this event deserves, because we have a lot of activities lined up. But permit me at this juncture to invite the representative of the British High Commissioner to Nigeria. Richard Montgomery is represented at this event by Graham Gass, the Senior Social Development Advisor, Governance and Stability Bloc, British High Commission, Nigeria. In the same vein, I'd like that you please skip protocol as much as you can so we can move with the speed that this event deserves. And any other person coming up, please kindly do us the honor of having to stand by the already established protocol. Mr. Gass.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Following my lead, I will simply beg to stand on existing protocols, if I may, Your Excellencies. I have a prepared speech, but I just a few, not too much grammar. You may be looking at me and thinking, this is Oyibo, which kind of grammar you go bring? Which kind of grammar now? We know them for grammar. My own will be small, I promise. I beg. Take it easier. So I wanted to say two things before I get into my formal words. The first is that you may notice I speak small broke. My wife is Nigerian, and my children are half Nigerian, right? UK, Nigerian. What I wish for them are two things above all else: that wherever they are, they be safe and sound, whether it's the UK, Nigeria, or somewhere else. I'm sure that all of us, that our parents would wish the same. I also wish for them that if they choose to get into politics in either of the countries that they hail from, that they have a fair chance. In neither country, actually, are we in that place right now, but it can be changed. The second point I wanted to make, which is it's going to be a tough thing to hear, I think. It should be a tough thing to hear. The most recent Gender Equality Index was published for the whole of Africa. Nigeria was one of only 2 countries that had actually gone backwards. It's a range of indicators across the equality spectrum, including things like women's political empowerment. And my point, I don't want to belabor it, but my point is that Nigeria has no business being at the bottom of that table and moving backwards. They go get demoted to the championship. No, but on a serious note, it's not with the awesome, fantastic women and talented women and men that you see every day in Nigeria. This is not where it should be. So those are my 2 ad-libs. Now, if you'll allow me, I'll just say the more formal words. Firstly, thank you very much for inviting the British High Commission to say a few words at this event on International Human Rights Day and the last day of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Women's political participation helps democracies to deliver. This matters in Nigeria as elsewhere because a large proportion of the population still thinks that their democracies could work better for them in defending their rights and providing appropriate services. It matters too because we know that women in politics not only advance gender equality, but also impact the range of policy issues that are considered that get to the table, but also the nature of the solutions that emerge. There's strong evidence that as more women are elected to political office, policymaking better reflects the priorities of ordinary families, women, and minorities. And women's political empowerment also plays a significant role in reducing gender-based gender-based violence by changing laws, challenging harmful norms, enhancing protective services, and fostering economic and educational equality. Over time, these elements can combine to create a society where women are not only better protected from violence, but are also empowered to lead in preventing it and maintaining the gains made. The UK and Nigeria is committed to supporting both the global campaign against gender-based violence and women's political empowerment in Nigeria, deploying the range of developmental and diplomatic levers available to us. We continue to stand alongside Nigerians to progress inclusive democratic processes. We wish you all a happy and fruitful International Human Rights Day, and this the last day of the 16 days of activism. Thank you all very much for listening to me.
Thank you very much. Please, can we make that applause a lot louder than that for him? That applause should even be louder because he's actually half Nigerian, half British. Knowing that he is married to a Nigerian and he's got lovely children from Nigeria, you must have seen for yourself that the Nigerian women never want to take the back bench. They are always in front. And that is why I speak for the women everywhere I find myself. They are the reasons why men are where men are. Please, let's give the women a round of applause. Thank you very much. We're moving on, and we'll take this very one before we get to invite the special guest of honor, who will be doing us the honor of declaring this summit open. because he's got another activity ahead of him, and so we won't be keeping him here longer than necessary. But please, very quickly, I will invite you, the Chairman, Conference of Speakers of Nigeria, who doubles as the Speaker of your State House of Assembly, the Right Honorable Debo Ogundoyin, to please do us the honor of speaking at this point. For want of time, do us the honor. Please stand on the already established protocol.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Let me start by acknowledging the presence of the Speaker, House of Representatives, in person of Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, ably represented by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. I will say a friend to the state legislature, in the person of Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu. Thank you. Also here present, all the commissioners representing the British High Commission, the United States, and everybody else here present. Also, it's very important to recognize the speakers from various state houses of assembly here present, and thank you for the support that you've been giving the national reforms lately. Also, the majority leaders from various houses of assembly here present, the minority leaders from various houses of assembly here present, and also the women, the elected women from the state legislatures also here present. We also have 3 deputy speakers from the state legislatures who are also women. So I guess that is a kudos to the various states which they emerged. I'll go straight to the goodwill message delivered by myself. On behalf of the Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures of Nigeria, I extend my deepest appreciation to the National Institute for Legislative Democratic Studies, LIUDS, and esteemed partners, the Government of Canada, the Government of United Kingdom, the United Nations Women, the civil societies here present, and all other stakeholders, too numerous to mention, for their unwavering commitment to the Citizens Summit on Gender-Responsive Constitutional Reforms and the campaign to end violence against women and girls. Your dedication and collaborative efforts in addressing the critical issues of gender equality and violence prevention are highly commendable. The impactful work and expertise provided by NILDS and its partners have laid a solid foundation for meaningful constitutional and legislative reforms aimed at fostering an inclusive society. We also acknowledge the invaluable interactive sessions held yesterday with His Excellency, the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, the People's Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, the Chairpersons of the House Committee on Women Affairs, Honorable Kafilat Ogbara. Thank you for your dedication to this cause. And Mrs. Yeye Bumi Dipo Salami, also who was the facilitator for this program as in the National Assembly. It was a very, very interesting discussion we had yesterday where the chairperson of the House Committee on Women Affairs, Honorable Kafilat, was taken by surprise to hear, directly from the subnationals, the state levels, which is the composition that makes up Nigeria, and it's the true Nigerian. But I hope that, with the conversations that we had yesterday, shed more light on the challenges that we might have in terms of elective positions or violence against the gender-based violence. This session served as a testament to our shared commitment to fostering a society that prioritizes inclusivity, gender equity, and protection of the vulnerable groups. As state houses of assembly, we remain fully committed to advancing the objective of this summit by engaging in grassroots consultations to ensure inclusivity and effectiveness. We believe that by involving the voices of the people at the grassroots level, we can achieve transformational progress that resonates with every Nigerian, especially women and girls. As highlighted during the interactive sessions yesterday, some state assemblies have already made commendable progress in this area. For example, Oyo State House of Assembly, where I'm the speaker, has demonstrated its dedication to addressing the gender-based violence through key legislative actions, so as other state houses of assembly have. The Assembly passed the Violence Against Women Law in 2016, which was signed into law on January 23, 2017. Furthermore, the Assembly enacted the Oyo State Violence Against Persons Prohibitions Law on December 18, 2020, offering a comprehensive framework to prevent and respond to violence. And I can say also the same also goes for other states in the subnationals across the Federation. This shows commitment towards ending gender-based violence. In addition, a law passed on December 16, 2021 established Oyo State Sexual and Gender-Based Violence Response and Referral Center. These are the institutions needed in order to respond quickly to any situation of gender-based violence within the state. The Oyo State protects the rights and welfare of women and girls generally, so as other subnational. And I also have to commend once again the National Assembly for carrying the subnationals along as much as they've done in this present time in the constitutional review, because we've never had it this good. The partnership has been superb, and we've been carried along from day one. So it means that once these bills are transmitted to the state houses of assembly, we will not be taken by surprise as to what the bills actually entails or means. Once again, I commend all the partners, development partners also involved in this exercise, and their remarkable contribution to a noble campaign. I want us to all be assured of the full support of the Conference of Speakers of State Legislature as we collectively work towards achieving a shared goals on this initiative. Together, we can create a safer, more inclusive, and equitable Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless us all.
A round of applause to the chair of the Conference of Speakers, please. And the Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly. Up next is our formidable sponsor. I'm talking about the UN Women, here represented by the Deputy Representative to Nigeria and the Chair of the Gender Thematic Group of the UN Systems. Please join me welcome Dr. Nasrin El Mola. Please a round of applause for them. They brought us here and have been quite supportive on issues concerning women and girls in Nigeria. Now, can we give her the round of applause she deserves?
Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're not tired. Allow me, in the interest of time, to stand on the already established protocol, and I'm here very delighted to be representing the United Nations Resident Coordinator and Humanitarian Coordinator, Mr. Mohammed Malik Fall, at this important summit designed to enhance advocacy on gender-responsive constitutional reform and to galvanize campaign on ending violence against women. Ladies and gentlemen, I really want to commend the Office of the Honorable Speaker for providing leadership and an enabling environment in the planning of this summit to see Nigerian women arise to position and leadership, creating a safer and inclusive country where all women and girls feel safe and empowered. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to acknowledge the contribution and commitment from the Director General, National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, Professor Abubakr Sulaiman, the leadership of Women Advocates, Research and Documentation Center, the Chair, Women Political Participation Partners Working Group, and the Executive Director of Kimpact Development Initiative. I also would like to thank our partners and donors, especially the Government of Canada, the Government of the United Kingdom, and Ford Foundation, whose support and funding has contributed immensely to hosting this very important summit. I cannot leave out my sisters from civil society organizations and women rights movements. We celebrate you all. And of course, we count a lot on our religious and faith-based leaders. You are the champions in this country. Besides this event being held with the last day of the campaign of the 16 days of activism of ending violence, the summit is looking at securing commitment from our leaders across the country to stand with Nigerian women in their desire and ambition to be included and to get fair representation and voice in the governance of the country. Violence in any form, especially violence against women and girls, has no place in modern society. Violence committed against women and girls leads to lasting trauma and disempowers survivors. There is no excuse. And that's why we are all here to unite to stop violence. The summit offers us a platform to reflect on and come up with actionable proposals to address exclusion and underrepresentation of women. I really encourage you all to make use and to benefit from the important sessions of this summit. The United Nations agencies, driven by the principle of gender equity and empowerment of all women, will continue to invest in similar initiatives and in enhancing personal resilience and professional development of Nigerian women and girls, including women with disabilities, to increase their leadership and contribution to the society. Our support is guided by shared values, mutual respect, and common vision for the government and the people of Nigeria. And finally, it's our hope of the United Nations that as we undertake constitutional reform conversations to improve the governance architecture of the country, inclusion, and fair representation of women, we will find a place in the final Supreme Law. Thank you so much, and wishing you a fruitful summit. Thank you.
Dr. Nesreen El-Mola there, the Deputy Country Director of the UN Women. Please, a round of applause to her. Up next, it wouldn't be nice if we don't hear from a governor's wife. And Mr. Speaker, sir, I know you're looking at your time. She won't take a while. And I know, if you don't hear from Lois Auta with Disability for Inclusivity, you would not be happy. I think so too. And it's just in that order, very short speeches, and thereafter our Senate Committee Chair will now herald you in, and then we have you all done. So please join me, welcome. Help me welcome Lois Auta Nkanta. She will come in here because the provisions here were not quite set for her movement. And these are the issues that we will have to deal with when we talk inclusivity and for all. Lois, you have, I shouldn't limit you, but I know you'll keep it short and simple. 3 minutes is yours. Thank you. Sound, please activate her microphone. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please permit me to sit on already established protocol. My name is Lois Auta. I'm from the Network of Women with Disabilities. And as we all know, female representation in the National Assembly, in the state houses of assembly, and other tiers of government have only women without disabilities. For women with disabilities, we are at a 0% level of participation. And this is sad for Nigeria. If Kenya could have Senator Azige Crystal, a 33-young woman with disability with visual impairment, a senator, then should I say Nigeria is joking? We have women and girls with disabilities in Nigeria with capacity. They can be the next president of Nigeria. They can be a senator. They can be a member of the National Assembly and state houses of assembly. But the opportunity and the support is not given to us. I ran for office twice in 2019 and 2023. I did not win, but I have changed the narratives. It's not easy for a woman with disability to run with over 4,000 candidates. I was at the polls. But this has made history as the first woman with disability that ran for office of the House of Representatives. This is a step forward. Last week, we converged at the National Assembly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for honoring our Deputy Speaker for honoring our invitation. Thank you so much for the commitment you made. This is going to be historic. We requested for designated seats to be given to women and men with disabilities. This was supported by UN Women and other partners. Thank you so much, UN Women. Thank you, Barrister Ibera Ifendu, my mentor, who has been helpful, guiding me on what to do, and other women with disabilities. Women with disabilities in the house, please, a wave of thanksgiving and gratitude to all our leaders. We need to move from community of practice to development in practice, and from development in practice to disability inclusion in practice. And another word I need to say before I sit down is, it is time that we begin to move away from exclusion to inclusion, and from inclusion to participation, and from participation to representation. Then everyone will be included. Thank you very much.
Lois, thank you very much. That was very businesslike. I'd like that we please give her another resounding applause. Your Excellency, we had pleaded with you for your kind understanding, and it is not any other reason that we still want to plead with you. I just got a call from the Special Assistant to the Speaker on Women Affairs yesterday, Amina Olasimbo, to plead with you to tarry a while, but I know that you have another event waiting, and she has pleaded with you. Please also plead with you for just 3 more minutes, sir. Please kindly indulge us, especially that the person we're calling up now to speak will speak for just 3 minutes. And I'd also want to plead with you to skip protocol as much as possible as we invite you to quickly lend your voice to what is happening. And thank you for the very great support you've given. Executive Director, Gender Mobile, Omomi Ogunrotimi. Please, just 3 minutes, and please skip protocol. Please, a round of applause for her, please. Can we enhance these microphones? Please, forgive us, sir.
So I'm just going to go straight to the point. Today's event underscores the critical importance of ensuring that our constitutional legislative frameworks respond effectively to the unique challenges faced by women and girls across Nigeria. This event demonstrates the commitment of the House of Representatives to gender-responsive governance. By prioritizing these issues within the legislative agenda, the 10th Assembly, under the leadership of Dr. Abbas Tajuddin, continues to set a commendable example of leadership that recognizes the inextricable link between the well-being of women and girls and the advancement of our nation. As an organization, Gender Mobile Initiative is proud to have played an important role in advancing gender-responsive legislation, particularly through collaborative advocacy for the Anti-Sexual Harassment Bill. The passage of this bill by the House of Representatives and its transmission to the Senate highlights the power of strategic legislative action. We remain optimistic that this important piece of legislation would receive concurrence and become a legal instrument for protecting the rights and dignity of students in tertiary education institutions across Nigeria. On this note, I humbly crave the support of the distinguished senators here present to make this a reality and ensure that the cost of education does not continue to include sexual violence. By every measure, 70% of female undergraduates experiencing sexual harassment in learning environments is an epidemic proportion. Today's convening is an open invite to all of us to collectively reimagine the role of governance in addressing systemic inequalities and to work relentlessly to create a Nigeria where women and girls can live free from violence and discrimination. On behalf of Gender Mobile Initiative, I commend the Honorable Speaker for his exemplary leadership, the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, the Special Assistant to the Speaker on Women Affairs for unparalleled grit, the UN Women for being invested in issues affecting women and girls, other partners, and all stakeholders for their contributions to this critical cause. Gender Mobile Initiative is deeply grateful for the leadership of the House of Representatives in championing these critical issues. We stand ready to continue our partnership, working collaboratively to advocate for the enactment and implementation of gender equitable frameworks at all levels. May our deliberations today birth decisive actions that we echo through generations and sustain the gains made so far. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. The wife of the Governor of Plateau State, Barrister Helen Muftwang, please. Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for her. Ma'am, please take the side. It's more sturdy this way. Please, a round of applause for her, please. She won't take time. You know that these wives know how to press the buttons for us to get what we want at the States. Please, a round of applause for them again, as here represented. Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. All protocols observed. As one who is actively involved in issues of women and girls, the wife of the Governor of Plateau State, and a lawyer by profession, I just want to encourage us that the efforts being made here today is towards a future without violence to women and girls, towards the empowerment of women and a gender equal society. But to achieve this, I would say we need to be consistently committed and resilient towards every form of adversity. Thank you.
The art of keeping it short and simple. Thank you, Your Excellency, ma'am. And up next is the chairperson, Senate Committee on Women Affairs, Senator Ireti Kingibe. Please, a round of applause for her. Mr. Speaker, not to worry, this is the home run. There's no additive anymore. The soup is cooked. Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for my chair, please. I mean, that is the chair of the Senate Committee on Women Affairs.
Thank you. You can't legislate clapping. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to keep it very short because I believe over the years we have talked enough on the issues. We really need to implement them. To begin with, gender inclusion, or rather gender mainstreaming, is directly linked to gender-based violence. If there are more women across everywhere, in every sector, not just in policy making, it will reduce, because we do have a lot of laws, but they're not being implemented. I think that certain things need to be in our constitution. I know I'm a Muslim, and I know sometimes when we are arguing, my Muslim brothers will say Islam when I talk about you cannot marry a child. So I have also researched extensively countries like Indonesia that everybody is a Muslim. The truth is that everybody must obey the law of the land regardless of religion. And where we need to do a lot of work is making sure that all the things we want are the laws of the land and everybody will incorporate it into their religion. In Indonesia, a Muslim country, they have amended their Marriage Act. You cannot marry a child because you try to think about what it's like to be married to a 9-year-old or even a 12-year-old. The thought is horrendous. That is the worst part of gender-based violence. So I'm not going to talk much. I really think that the key here is we amend the law of the land, enforcement of the laws, because we have signed on to and ratified everything from the Convention on Elimination of all forms of violence and discrimination, all forms of discrimination against women. The Malabo, we haven't actually signed and ratified the Malabo Protocol, but it's there. We have the Criminal Code of Nigeria. We have the VAP Act. We have the 2021 policies. So how many of them have stopped these things? None, because we are not implementing them. When your husband is beating you and you call the police, he'll say, oh no, madam, that is domestic matters. So domestic matters makes it okay because it is not the law. When it is the law, everybody must obey it. That is it. Secondly, even after getting the right law, so constitutional reform, electoral reform, all those things are important. The other day during electoral reform, because I'm on the committee, we were trying to include in the Commission for Electoral to Prosecution and looking into electoral offenses. And they said 2 women. I said, no, why? They should be at least a third of the total. Oh no, madam, we can't be doing that. It's not the law of the land. I said, there we go. Until we start gender mainstreaming, we make it the law of the land. Everything else we're talking about is favors to women, and that is not the way it should be. Also, education. Talking to our leaders, educating our judicial and law enforcement officers, those are all the things that will go to implementing the laws, even if we make them. So thank you very much. I'm not going to take up your time. I think we do too much talking. We should start implementation and action. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I'm not satisfied with that round of applause for how we can do better. And let me be honest with you, that is exactly what we need. We have the laws. Can we start implementing these laws? And I'm excited when we talk about amendment of the Constitution. The man that we're about to bring to the podium to speak to us, to also declare this summit open, and to also do the unveiling, is a man who has his heart where the women are. He's very concerned about gender equality, and of course is also a very gender sensitive officer of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please join me, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in welcoming the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, PhD, GCON, Ian Zazo, represented at this occasion by the leader of the Southeast in this government, himself a very, very prolific writer, and one who has in his office, he started by having to balance the gender appointments in his office. That is leadership by example. I'm talking about none other than His Excellency, the Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu Enyabia, CON. Can please give him that thunderous round of applause. He comes here, speaks to us, declares this event open, and then he goes on with the unveiling, and a few of you are going to be joining. So please, let's be seated as we give him another round of applause. Your Excellency, there's a representative of the Speaker, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Senator Palibo Barigo, Chairman, Senate Committee on Health. Your Excellency, Idiat Adebule, Senate Committee on Social Development and Poverty Alleviation. Distinguished Senator Ireti Kinjibe, Chairman, Senate Committee on Women Affairs. Distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti Udwahan, Senate Committee Chairman, Local Content. Honorable Kafilat Omara, Chairperson, House Committee on Women Affairs. Your Excellency, Barrister Mrs. Helen Moftwan, the First Lady of Plateau State. The Chairman, Speakers Conference, Speaker, your State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Debo, leading all the speakers and principal officers of state assemblies to this event. Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Your Royal Highnesses, our Royal Fathers here present, heads of civil society organizations here present, as well as persons with disabilities, heads of religious bodies and faith-based organizations present, representatives of women groups here present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by thanking you for coming. Whenever you hear the call of women, you respond. That is a great support. We started the 16 days ago, and I'm happy that some of you joined us when we started, and I'm happy that I was part of it when we did the work. So I started with you. I'm here today ending with you. The same way I have started with you on this issue of women inclusion, and I'm sure one day I'll end with you when you are included. Like distinguished senator said, enough about the talking. Let's go to work. Let's work. I totally agree with you and all the analysis others have put forward here. But we are with you, proudly so, courageously so, and we will be with you until we achieve this. And that is the truth, because it's the right thing to do. The speaker would have been here, but as you know, today is Tuesday, and plenary is going on. Usually I'm in plenary to ensure that I bridge the gap if the speaker wants me to step in. Because of the importance of this engagement, I was asked to be here this morning while I was on my way to attend human rights function that is going on now. But I said, what is human rights without the women rights? Because where is humanity without the women? Women are the ones creating humanity. They are the ones multiplying. So if you must talk about human rights, commence from those who are giving birth to the humans, which is the women's rights. So I'm happy to be here. I hope they are watching this on television. I know I'm not coming late because I wanted to come late. I'm here because the women who gave birth to me held me down. Who am I to complain? That's on a lighter note. Today we gather at a defining moment in our nation's journey. The Nation Citizen Summit on Constitution, now reform, and the campaign on ending violence against women and girls. This heralds a new chapter for Nigeria. Here we meet not as strangers, but as collaborators, united in our shared quest for an inclusive, just, and responsive democracy. It is an opportunity to reflect on our shared values, renew our commitment to good governance, and ensure that every voice is heard, that every voice is respected. Above all, it is a moment to reaffirm our pledge to let the rule of law guide us, adapt our constitution to meet society's needs, and protect the dignity, protect the rights, protect the future. Faith leaders and our traditional institution, I'm happy they are here today. We're so proud of you for being in the room, listening to our conversations. We will ensure that women's voices are amplified, their rights are protected, and their contributions are valued. This summit is a significant milestone as we launch a campaign to increase women's participation in elective and appointive positions to end violence against women and girls. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 3 women globally experiences some form of violence, a statistics that is both alarming and unacceptable. This campaign aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly Goal 5, which seeks to achieve gender equality. Today we reaffirm that our commitment goes beyond rhetorics, like distinguished Senator Ireti said. Goes beyond rhetorics. It is a call to action. Sustained advocacy has consistently driven meaningful reform. The Not Too Young to Run movement demonstrated how persistent lobbying could reshape the political landscape. Rwanda and South Africa offer compelling examples of how advocacy can bring about transformational change. Rwanda's deliberate policies, shaped by advocacy coalitions, have resulted in women holding a majority of parliamentary seats. In South Africa, civil society's engagement has led to progressive gender equality legislation. These examples remind us that when citizens rally behind a cause, they can influence policies, they can shape societal norms, and they can pave the way for institutional change. Ladies and gentlemen, success depends on our collective effort. I believe it is our shared responsibility to ensure these initiatives are not only sustained, but flourish. As public officials, business leaders, civil society advocates, and citizens, we must each take ownership of these campaigns, and we must commit to them personally. Finally, as we look ahead to the 2025 appropriation, the House of Representatives is placing a strong emphasis on addressing the needs of women and girls. recognizing their critical role in our nation's development. In line with our commitment as the People's House, we invite everyone present to contribute to this effort by identifying areas you believe should be prioritized in the 2025 budget. This approach reflects our dedication to transparency and inclusivity, as seen in our series of budget town halls aimed at seeking public input. Your insights and recommendations will help craft a budget that reflects the needs of all Nigerians. In closing, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to our local and international partners for the unwavering support of constitutional reform. Your time, your expertise, and resources have been invaluable. You have helped shape strategies, you have monitored progress, and ensure that gender equality and citizens' rights remain central to our legislative process. Your collaboration exemplifies the spirit of partnership that strengthens governance and deepens democracy. And for that, we are grateful. Honorable colleagues, distinguished guests, and fellow citizens, today begins a crucial chapter in our pursuit of inclusive governance and justice. The 10th House is committed to ensuring that our effort leads to tangible actions, policies that protect the vulnerable and amplify every voice. Under my leadership, we will advance constitutional reforms that addresses our nation's needs and prioritize the empowerment, the safety, and full participation of women and girls. I want to thank you for listening. God bless you and bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
His Excellency will have to do the unveiling, and then we'll be inviting a few of you on the front row to please join him on this side. But let's have him do the unveiling first.
Can we invite those on the front row to come for the unveiling as we declare this
the
open?
Emir of Fika, the Chairman Conference of Speakers, the wife of owner of Abaji, and then of course, Your Excellencies, the Canadian Ambassador's representative, UN Women, and then of course the Ambassador, British High Commissioner to Nigeria's representative, Mr. Gas. I think it would have been better to do it down because of the podium. Okay, it's all right. It's okay. It's all right.
Thank you for joining me. Can some come over here to have a balance? No, yeah. On behalf of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Dr. Abbas Tajuddin, Yan Zhao Zhao, I hereby unveil the campaign on increasing the number of women in elective and appointive position and advocacy on ending violence against women and girls. Today, the 10th day of December 2025. This is hereby unveiled. Thank you very much.
We're not done. Yeah, alphabets. Can we bring it? Can we come up? Are we going to do it down there or here? Down. Okay. Okay, Your Excellencies will go down so the program can be done. Yes. Yeah. Please bring the alphabets. I will be given to the speakers, the deputy speaker, and then, of course, the distinguished senators and honorable members that are here, and of course, Your Excellency, the wife of the Plateau State Governor, and our royal fathers. Can we please come up quickly? Come up quickly, quickly, quickly. The wife of the Plateau State Governor will be given an alphabet. This is going to be read out as soon as we are done with the alphabets. Honorable Kafilat, you're supposed to be on the other side of the deputy speaker. Yes, because you have S. We are reading it backwards. That's what it sounds like. It is supposed to read, I support women inclusion. Are we reading backwards? Okay, so you are saying that the deputy speaker should have been on that side. Okay, Your Excellency, sir, please, sir, with your eye, you'll be the number one on that lane. You'll be the one person. Then Honorable Kafilat has S. S. Distinguished Senator Koti, okay, she's already here. The wife of the governor of Plateau State should be given an alphabet. It's a women affair. The wife of the governor, please, let's give her one. Okay. Okay, now can we shift a bit? Your Royal Highness, let's shift backwards. Let's stand backwards. All right, so I endorse, or rather I support women. Give this to the wife of the governor. The wife of the governor, okay, she doesn't have. Okay. All right, so you're just supporting now. Thank you very much. You can just hold that together. I support women inclusion and representation. There's a round of applause, please. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And that will also stand as our group photograph for this morning. We'll be returning to our seats as we continue with the rest of the program. Thank you very much.
And please, as you leave, permit me invite the traditional stakeholders. It was so rowdy to have our Royal Highnesses up there, so we kept you. So please now come up to support and endorse, please. Your Royal Highnesses, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Your Royal Highnesses, please. Please maintain the alphabet up stage. The Royal Highnesses are coming. Please make way for His Royal Highness, for their Royal Highnesses. They are coming up. Thank you. You're the custodians, yes. So the alphabets will now be transferred in the order which we would have them. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. Yakuri, Baban. Yakuri. Sir, you stand here, please. Over here. Over here. And then we spread them. Sir, please, could you, Your Royal Highness, could you shift? Yes, keep shifting. So we have all of you. Your Royal Highness, Kabiesio, please come. Thank you very much. Thank you. Did we leave anyone behind? Your Royal, any? Okay. Please transfer the alphabet in the order which you stand. I, S, U, B, Another P. Be careful, be careful, be careful. O. R. T. And then the placards, please. I don't want your regality is too much, so I don't want you covered. So let's keep it this way. I think we have it there. Now this shows that there is a traditional buy-in into this advocacy campaign. Embrace her vision. I support inclusion and representation of more women in elective and appointive positions in Nigeria. Let's celebrate them, please. Let's celebrate them, please. Tradition has smiles. So I think we could do with a bit of smile for the photo. Thank you for endorsing your Royal Highnesses. Thank you very much. Thank you for your royal endorsement. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your Royal Highness, please look forward. We're still taking the photo. Are we done? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Please, the ushers, please collect the alphabet back from their Royal Majesties so that they could come down regally and royally. Thank you very much. Andy?
Thank you very much. Just as the royal fathers are returning to their seats, please let's be mindful. There is no handrail on the side, so please be mindful. They are quite young. These royal fathers are very young, so please, if you feel they can. Thank you very much. Please support Her Royal Majesty. Now we want to invite the Speaker, Chairman of Speakers Conference, and all members of state assemblies that are here. All the Chairman Speakers Conference and all members of state assemblies that are here to also come forward for these endorsements. Please bring the I for the chairman of speakers. That's the man in the black. No, the other of you, sorry, the rest of you can come that way. The speaker, the chairman will stand here with letter I. The rest of you can go all the way there. All the way that way, ma'am. Wow, there are many. Maybe we can take it in 2 batches. The members of the state assemblies are many. Okay, give him letter I. Please. Bring the next letter, letter S. Not too close to him. Please, let's give the women more space. Today is Women's Day, and we must give the women more space. Okay, you know what? What we'll do is simple. Gloria. Okay, Honorable Speaker, Chairman, let's do the men. Let's do the men first, and then the women will stand on their own. Let's have the women do their own. R, bring letter R. Okay, hang on. DJ, bring it down. I've been told that we should do it. Okay, I've been told that we should do it in this manner. Allow the speakers to take their turn. I'm talking, hold on, let me talk.
Please do me a favor. Do we have the speakers here? Are they many? Fine, so take this picture and then we can do another one. And then we can even do the women alone. After all, the women are the reasons why you win elections. Okay, fine. Thank you. Let's take the next batch. This batch will be speakers only. Speakers of state assemblies only. The women can just stand behind. After this, we'll bring all the women. Speakers of state assemblies or their representatives. Speakers of House of Assemblies or their representatives. All right, can we take this picture? These are all speakers and deputy speakers. Are you done, photographers? Are you done, photographers, please? Thank you very much. If you're done, can we have the next batch? All women. Only women members of state assemblies. Women. The Deputy Speaker Benue, you can, okay, somebody has collected I already, so you can hold on to that. This, please let's ensure that we arrange that very well. Hold on, hold on. I, PP, no, this way. Turn it, yes, that way. Okay. You can help by holding a letter along with anybody with you. Give the person, you collect, bring us the R, ma. No, madam. Madam, bring this, bring the O. You're blocking somebody behind you. No, there's no space. There's no space. So let's place, hold on, madam. Can you hold your O in a manner that we can say it? Okay, madam, why not give, hold on, please, give the T to the ladies there. This T, yes. Madam, stand with her so you can hold the R together. The two of you can hold the R together. Now, don't cover your faces. We want to be able to see your beautiful faces as you endorse this. Madam, the T is blocking your face already. It's blocking your face. Good, good. Thank you. So photographers, please, let's do this. I support women inclusion and representation. I endorse women inclusion and representation in Nigeria, and this should be enshrined in our constitution. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate you, honorable members and speakers and deputy speakers. Thank you so much. We then want to invite very quickly. Please, those of you in the attire, pink attire, I have also League of Women Voters, National Council of Women Societies, Nigeria Association of Women Journalists. You're coming. Rita, please, Amita, please, all of you can come up. Okay.
Please, Awita, have your photo. Okay, Awita, are we taking our photo? League of Women Voters, be on standby. After then, now watch my constituency. Thank you. Are we done? Are we done? League of Women Voters.
The gift of life astounds me to this day. I give it up for the woman. She's the constant wind that fills my
NCWS, please come forward. NCWS, come forward, please.
And a star, she'll protect you like a child. That's a woman. She'll put a smile.
NCWS on standby.
And take you to the higher place. So don't you underestimate strength of a woman. Strength of a woman.
Let's bring down the music. The strength of women can never be underestimated. But very quickly, please, all majority leaders of state houses of assembly, I've been asked to tell all of you to please wait behind for a brief meeting. The rest of us will sit back here and our lunch will be served to us here. The rest of us, please, when we are done with photographs, sit back. Lunch packs have been provided and everyone will take one as you leave when the event comes to a close.
What a woman.
National Council of Women's Societies. Let's do this with some dispatch, please. National Council for Women's Societies. 100 women lobby group and then wives of traditional rulers. A speaker, conference of speakers, and the lead traditional rulers, you are invited to go with this lady in red upstairs. The lady waving at you will take you upstairs. Speakers and members, and their royal highnesses. Traditional rulers are coming, the wives of traditional rulers are coming for their pictures as well. 100 women lobby group. Traditional rulers' wives, we're also going to invite you to take your turn.
Tell us say you don't get money. That day you be ugly monkey. Seriously, brody, no funny. Nobody go call you honey. Hey, did you go? No, no. Now financial woman be that. Relax.
After this, women with disabilities. Women with disabilities.
As a man, what is nothing? Emmanuel, you make a come on, I'm nothing. I'm not so this girl, I got bomb shutting. I got them for lace, so let's him cutting. Even after all my spending a year at year, I'm a go become a belly yak as year. We reach a go no motor up here. So no need to go where you don't be moving. Now, financial woman be that. Relax. Your coat according to size. Go in the river, open your eyes. Make it not be like hypnotized.
Political women leaders, please come and take your turn. Form 1 can also come and take their turn. Girls Guide can also take their turn on stage with the pictures. But let's start with the political women leaders first.
If she come and say you don't get money, that day you be sweet as honey. Everything that jolly jolly. Libe go no no. Now financial woman be that. Relax. Now financial woman be that. Relax. Yeah. Why no one that you one kind? Well, I'm gonna worry guys that God's plan. It's your talk or everything will get full of one time. But then they hot and I got must come back. Obura home make a malefe. Obite ne bubu woke kamanyike. Manaketa mapotans everybody tapife. I'm living good now. Kamagadi ziche.
People with disabilities. The moment you're done, please pass the back to the political women leaders on stage. Ushers, please come and be on hand so you can collect them back immediately. Form 1 will also take their turn after the women political leaders. The women leaders of the various political groups first. After that, Form 1. Ushers, you have to arrange these alphabets for them, so please be on standby. Thank you. Madam, please. Sorry. All right, there's women with disabilities. Thank you very much. Can we then give it back to... Thank you very much. Thank you. Photographers, are you done? Thank you. Please, let's pass it on to the women political leaders. The women leaders of the various political parties. After that, please, Form 1. Then after them, Girls Guide. After Girls Guide, then other civil society organizations.
She want marry me, yo. I hope she sabi kukuwache. Hope your love go sweet past the sheet up. Baby girl, I say your body na killer, oh.
Thank you. Women leaders, please.
Only on your body. That girl for the corner, there's somebody made a call, I'm see the wine, I see fire for body.
All right. Thank you. Please look at this. Look at the cameras. The women political leaders are saying that they support women inclusion and representation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Form 1. Please hand over the alphabets to the women behind you from Form 1. Thank you. Thank you very much. Women leaders, thank you. Form 1 is behind you. Can they pick the alphabets from you, please? Girls Guide will be next. After Form 1.
I will love you
Form 1, thank you. Girls Guide. After Form 1, Girls Guide. Thank you very much. Tom Mungode, please hand it over to Girls Guide. Thank you. Girls Guide, please. ISUPPOR. R is next. R. Come, one of you. Okay, fine then. Any other group? Civil society organizations here, please. After this, thank you. Girls Guide, thank you very much. Other civil society organizations, thank you. Girls Guide, we appreciate. Thank you. You may take your seats. Other civil society organizations here present. Can the rest of you please just join in? Where's R? Please give the R to somebody. Please, can you just space a bit? Space. Move out here a bit. Madam. T. Yes, T can come in there. Give the woman with the baby now. Give the woman with the baby T. Thank you. That's all right. It still spoils I support, so it works. Thank you very much. Thank you. Anyone else? We appreciate you and do have yourselves a lovely day. God bless you. Thank you. Please, the rest of you sit back here in the hall. They are coming to serve you your lunch. Thank you. And have yourselves a lovely day. God bless you.
Men that come, they already know. I'll be right beside you, like the wall of Jericho. They don't know what's going on. Wanna get so, my baby boo. I'll be a soldier for you. I'm getting better in Kung Fu. You should know I got you, and you don't need to guide me too. I'll be right beside you in anything that you do. If you ever need saving, I will be running to you, running to you. I'll be running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you go to, running to you. I'll be running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you